Welcome back to Tech Tech. I'm Adam Housley in Los Angeles. So we've all heard about Apple, Samsung, their smartphones, which are all over the marketplace. But there are a ton of phones out there you may not have heard of. In fact, here to talk about them and show us some of these phones on the market is Mark Spoonauer. He is the editor-in-chief of Tom's Guide and also Laptop Magazine. You can find him at M Spoonauer, which is Mspoonauer. Make sure I spelled that correct, Mark. Thanks for joining us.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, thank you.
Okay, so we got a lot of these on here. The K phone, K5.
Yeah.
I mean, first of all, a lot of these are pretty affordable, which is pretty cool. I assume they can be used multiple carriers as well, correct?
Yeah, especially when a phone is unlocked, you could bring your own SIM card. And a lot of unlocked phones work with GSM carriers, which for the U.S. means AT&T and T-Mobile for the most part. But there's also some discount carriers like Metro PCS or Cricket where you could also bring them on.
Right. All right, first one we got for you is the K phone, K5. It's $199.
Yep.
Kind of like an Apple phone in some ways. There's some positives to it, but also it's a bit slow when it comes to its processor.
Yeah, well, that's one of the trade-offs that you have for the $199 price. But I think, especially for back-to-school time, I've been playing around with this phone. We did a review at Tom's Guide. There's some things that we really like. First is the design. It has the glass front and back, so it's pretty premium for a $199 phone. And you get pretty good specs for the money, too. You get a 13-megapixel camera, which we found to shoot really good pictures outdoors, not the best indoors. But the best part was actually the battery life. It lasted 11 hours on our web surfing test,
Wow.
which is about 2.5 hours longer than the average. So when you add it all up, it's really good value.
Okay.
Yep.
So that's the K phone, K5, $199. That's what
right.
we have for you. The Siam 7X smartphone.
Yes.
It's $449, so pretty expensive.
Yeah.
Dual SIM card slots, dual-sided also screen, but a bit bulky too. That's kind of a negative.
Yeah. So what you're looking at here is, this is a lot of politicians flip-flop. This is a flip-flop in a good way. So you have a color screen up front, e-ink in the back. So you could do ebooks back here, music playback controls, and other things like that. And the idea is to save you battery life. Now, one of the trade-offs is that this phone is a little bit on the bulky side, especially for a 5-inch display. But there's other features that they packed inside this thing, like this IR blaster right here, so you can use it as a remote control. And it also comes with these SMS audio earbuds. And when you're using it, when you're running, the phone will actually tell you your heart rate in real time. So it really depends on how much features do you want for the money. So $449 might seem like a lot, but you also get a lot.
Yeah, I think actually I was wrong. It's $549, but still, you get a lot of features with that.
Yeah.
All right, the Q Carbon 5.5 GSM, unlocked Android smartphone, $129, pretty affordable.
Yeah.
Interesting to me, it was a 13-megapixel rear camera. That was pretty cool.
Yep.
But the battery life, I'm told, is on the low side.
Yeah, so the battery life actually comes from how big the battery is. So this is under 3,000 milliamps, so it's not going to be the longest lasting phone for your money. On Amazon today, this is going for $129, which almost seems like unheard of. And what you're getting for the money essentially is for people who really want that big screen for watching videos and that sort of thing. And this has a 5.5-inch display at 720p, so you can watch high-def content. It is an older version of Android at Android 4.4. And we don't know about updates, but I think it really comes down to, do you want to have that big display for the money? So the $129, I think a lot of people are at least going to take a look at it.
Right. Suggested retail is $179, but Amazon special today is $129.
Yep.
All right. Next one we have the Ilari card phone, somewhere in the $70 range, and this seems to me, I mean, this is cool. It's very, very thin, but this seems to me this is kind of like one of those situations where if you're in a dinner or something, you take that with you, so you don't have to worry about having a bulky phone. This isn't like something you're going to really carry every day. Battery life is really short on this.
Yeah, what I like about this is that you have a choice. So this is definitely the world's smallest GSM phone. This is like the Zoolander phone 2.0. And you could use it either as a standalone phone where you put in a SIM card, or you could decide to pair it with your existing phone. Let's say it's in your pocket or your bag, and you want to be able to take calls on the go, so you could see the display up here. So when you're using it in Bluetooth mode, all of your contacts sync up, so you don't have to re-enter anything, and you definitely wouldn't want to on something this size. But you're right about the battery life. It's about 3 hours of talk time. So think of this as a backup for your existing phone.
Right, good stuff, Mark. What's interesting to me is that with Samsung and Apple obviously controlling the market, there are a lot of options out there, especially if you want to get something for your kid. You don't want them to drop an iPhone or a Samsung and have to replace it for an expensive amount of money. I mean, some of these phones in the $100 range, I mean, you're getting a pretty good deal.
Yeah, you are. And I think as long as you can live in that Android ecosystem, some families are like iOS and they don't want to, go out of that. But there are reasons to
Right.
go, especially for kids, for Android because they have better parental controls. So of these, I'd probably pick the K phone, but there's some other great picks here too.